The hypocrisy of women not wanting to date short men.
Today's topic is heightism. Heightism refers to the discrimination of people based on height. And in the dating sphere, it's fairly uncommon for men to care about a woman's height. One, because we tend to be taller than ladies on average. But secondly, we don't give a honestly, if you're attractive, we're on board. That's the only thing that matters.
Generally, across the board, men tend to not care about the height of women for the reasons he just gave. Personally, I do tend to prefer like girls who are taller. But that doesn't mean that girls who are short or considered short aren't attractive to me. I mean, some of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen in my life or learned with or interacted with, they're like 5'2" and below. But for me, if there's like two girls who are pretty much the same, if they're like carbon copies of each other, except one is like 5'8" and one is 5'4", just based on like my own personal preference, it's not really like a deal breaker, but I'm going for the 5'8" one. Tall girls, tall women, you're appreciated here.
For ladies, height tends to be a more important criteria. I decided to go out and ask some ladies if they thought height was important.
I'd say it's pretty important. I would need someone that was taller than me.
Yeah. Oui.
Oui means yes in French. Yeah, I know my French more than you, lol.
I say it's not important, but I've also never dated a guy shorter than me.
I just don't want him to be smaller than me. Yeah, over my height.
Honnêtement, moi j'aime les petits gars. Ouais, pas plus petits que moi, je pense que c'est plus ça l'importance.
Oh, wow. It's like saying, honestly, I like Lay's just if they're Doritos.
What?
If you like Doritos, you're a W.
Perfect.
Also, if there are girls watching this, please comment your height range, your preferred height range.
Comme awkward quand le gars est plus petit.
When asked women why they ruled out short men as potential life partners or love interests in favor of taller men, these are the reasons ladies gave me.
The fact that they could like pick you up more easily than someone who's like say the same height as you.
This might not sit well with a number of people. Imagine if a guy was like, I prefer a girl who, doesn't weigh too much because, I could pick her up easily. Imagine the double standard involved in that and how differently people would react to,
C'est plus une question de comme confort, on dirait. Si je le prends puis je peux pas mettre ma tête sur son chest, c'est juste awkward.
Important life decisions in picking a partner are now based on their likelihood to be able to pick them up or how comfortable it will feel to be hugged by a taller guy or taller, bigger guy. Yep, this is where we are.
As soon as I wear heels, because if I wear heels,
The heels always has to be the heels. I kind of dabbled a bit into like the history of wearing heels, and heels were actually originally worn by men originally. It wasn't even for like aesthetic. It was like for war, military purposes, like back then in the, I think like the 1100s, when they were participating in warfare on horses, in order to keep themselves stable on the horses, they wore heeled shoes, which they could put on the funny thing, the thing that you step on to keep themselves balanced. And it started gaining popularity in the Western world, and they were using it for that too. And it gradually transformed to be a symbol of status for like if men were wearing heels, those men were typically of higher status. And it's pretty much descended from that point to where we are now, where women wear heels. For what reason? Really, I can't think of a proper reason. To look a certain way, I guess. You wear them for a few hours and now your feet hurt. I just thought like whenever we go to church, and sometimes my sister wears heels, and she always complains that, it hurts to wear heels for such a long time. I always ask her why she doesn't pack like flat shoes to wear in case, it starts hurting, and it's always no response to that. So, yeah, sorry for exposing you to the internet, but,
I would be much taller, so I have to look down on him. I'd rather look up to someone.
And something that I just happened to like think about, since girls, generally speaking, tend to prefer taller guys more than guys tend to prefer taller women, I find it weird that it's then ladies or girls who wear platformed shoes like heels or like thick shoes or shoes with thick soles. It's more prevalent in women than it is in men, who actually have more of a motivation to wear shoes that boost their height. It's supposed to make sense, so.
I think that people will rationalize anything. I think that traditionally speaking, height is an indicator of good genetic quality and status.
You see, that's a more reasonable argument. Generally speaking, it's considered taller people tend to be, you know, healthier, or they have good genes, if you will. Yeah, I mean, be sure, but if you're going to base your choice of life partner on that, I mean, it is like a primal instinct, I guess, but being short doesn't necessarily mean you have bad genes or you're unhealthy.
And people don't like to say that outwardly, so they say like, well, yeah, it's because of heels, but like how frequently are you going to find yourself in a situation where you're wearing heels?
Preach, Abin, preach.
The main reason I got was heels. I don't want to be walking around with a dude and I got my heels on and people see him and me and they think he's my little brother. That's kind of ill. Fair enough. I'm not going to judge. Height is one of your dating criteria and you need to know. Cool. But now when ladies come up to me and they ask me, Abba, how tall are you? I tend to respond with, how much do you weigh?
You're not supposed to do that, bro. You're not supposed to do that, bro. Didn't you get the memo? It's fat phobia. I don't even know if that's a YouTube safe word. It's very misogynistic, you know, all the bad things. You're not supposed to do that, man.
And all of a sudden, I'm the villain like I did something wrong. So I asked girls if it was okay to ask women about their waist size.
No, because that shouldn't really matter.
No, I don't think so.
The stark contrast is just baffling.
Did you not just say that a man's got to be over a certain height or you'll feel like he's your little brother and that's gross? Well, for me, a woman's got to be under a certain weight or I'm going to be worried that they're going to look at her and think she ate her little brother. It's shallow, isn't it? So why is it okay when you guys do it based off height, but when we mention weight, all of a sudden we're the demons?
Actually, I guess that is a little bit,
Gotcha, bitch.
like...
She f***ed up.
Parce que qu'est-ce que je vais dire, ça va tellement être en contradiction avec l'autre truc que j'ai répondu. On dirait que j'aime pas ça me sentir plus massive que la personne avec qui je suis.
You can't really come back from that. And we were like, oh, I guess that's pretty contradictory or that's pretty messed up. It's a double standard. We know that's what you truly think, because without providing you with this context that we're going to ask you about asking women's weight and guys' height, you are obviously going to tailor your answer to not appear as a bad person, especially on camera. We already know that that's how you feel, and trying to apologize for it, like, I guess it's pretty messed up, or it's a double standard, or, it's contradictory. You're right, it is, but we know that that's how you feel deep down, so...
Mais parce que c'est pas le poids qui fait la personne, c'est pas la grandeur qui fait la personne non plus.
I think that she really f***ed up.
This video, like the specific video of the Spanish guy laughing, it always cracks me up.
And the funny thing is, it would make way more sense for me to judge someone based off their weight than it would their height. Because weight is based off your day-to-day decisions, your dietary intake. Height is genetic lottery. You come out the womb and the verdict is out. You're gonna be short for life. We've made it openly acceptable to mock short people. We do it. It's open season. We do whatever the
Hold on. Let's read some of those. Short people need to stop having kids because the ratio of short guys to tall guys in this world is just sad. I don't know what ratio you're talking about, man, but all of these short men freak me the hell out. Oh my days. Imagine if I went online on like Reddit or something and I was like, fat women freak me the hell out because I'm scared they might eat me or something. Imagine if I said that, the backlash I would get. Cute short guys, I hate them, what a waste. All right.
It's excessive, man. I've been online and read some stuff and I'm like, God damn, you are ruthless. And it's not necessary. And I'm not even mad at ladies for judging men based off height, because I have my own form of heightism, right? I just call it tittyism, right? Tittyism is beautiful. I love the just bite the left. The goal of the video is not to say that we should height shame or fat shame or do any of that stuff. If you don't want to date someone because they're short, that's perfectly fine. The only thing I'm getting at is whether it's your height or my requirement for titties, it's all shallow, you know? So if you feel brazen enough to make a big deal about my height, don't be surprised if I start asking questions about your waist size, your ass size, or how much your titty meat weighs. That's all I'm saying.
Si je suis honnête avec toi, quand j'étais plus jeune, je t'aurais dit que c'était problématique. Parce que j'ai toujours été plus grande que les gars. Ça, c'est un complexe. Mais tu grandis puis tu te rends compte que c'est des choses banales de la vie qui sont très importantes.
And you know, talking about it will make it seem like he's short and he's complaining about how women prefer taller guys. But really, it's not about that. It's about recognizing things that, you know, don't make sense. Like, if you can weed me out of a potential pool of partners just because I'm short, I can also conversely weed you out for my own personal reasons regarding your appearance. And the fact that I'm not allowed to do that is, yeah, kind of unfair. And, you know, for those wondering what my height is, which is no one, I'm not tall, but, you know, I'm not short. Comment Yao Ming if you're still here, or like your thoughts on the video, whether you agree or disagree. Subscribe.